Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna do a chatty get ready with me video. I need to put my makeup on, so I'm gonna do that, show you what I'm using, chat about things that are going on, and also I did get a few questions for my 1,000 subscriber Q&A, so I thought I would go ahead and answer those now. And you guys have been amazing, by the way. Like, the growth on the channel has been crazy. I'm over 1,200. Like, how did that happen? How is this my life? I don't know. So I'm so happy that there's so many of you guys that are new here, and welcome. Talk to me in the comments, and I look forward to getting to know you. It's really exciting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I did moisturize my face. There aren't a lot of questions, which is why I figured I'd just kind of integrate it here. And I haven't done a get ready with me video in a while. First I'm going to use an eye moisturizer, and this is Sephora's anti-fatigue moisturizer. I've been liking this. I got it because it was on sale when I needed a new eye cream, but it works pretty well, and it was way cheaper than a lot of eye creams because eye creams are like ridiculously expensive a lot of the time. Yeah. And this is good for any of you parents out there who are constantly tired. By the way, like, my skin has been breaking out like crazy lately. I don't know if it's because I tried using a different sunscreen and it's like reacting badly. Whatever. It's alright. Life happens. Okay, so the first question that I want to answer, and I realize I actually think I answered this in my comments as well, but I'm going to answer it on here. Terrell Bellinger asked, what are some of your favorite YA contemporary novels that tackle the topic of drug abuse? And I actually kind of had a hard time with this one. By the way, I'm going to do a primer, and this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer in Radiance, which is great for dry skin, which I have. So I have kind of a hard time with this. I do not read that much contemporary, and what I do read doesn't always deal with drug abuse. So what I think I said there was, I recently read American Street by E.B. Zaboy, and that has some mention of drug sales and abuse in it. It's a really good book. I do recommend it. It's like magical realism about a Haitian immigrant living in Detroit, and it's intense and really great. But then I also, the one that I do know of that specifically focuses on drug abuse is not contemporary. Oh, by the way, I'm using the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Lines foundation. I'm trying to use this up. It's like, because I don't want it to like go bad on me before. Do try to use my makeup up. So I like to kind of spread it with my fingers, and then I go in with a beauty blender after the fact, because I feel like otherwise you just waste so much product and it's expensive. I've just got like a damp blunt beauty blender. It's not actually a beauty blender, it's by Pure, but I like it. Anyway, but what I was going to say was Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh actually deals a lot with addiction, and it's a YA fantasy novel, but that's probably the one that I've read that I could think of most recently that I thought did a really good job of dealing with the issue of addiction. So not contemporary, but a good one. I had another thought on this, but I'm forgetting it. So anyway, okay, let's see. What other questions did we have? There weren't that many. Oh, right, yes. Steven over at the Lawn Gnome asked what I'm most looking forward to at BookCon this year, which I am super excited to be going to. Let me know actually in the comments down below if any of you guys are going to be going to BookCon. I do live in New York City, so it's easy for me to get to. I went last year, and I didn't know anybody, so I think the thing I'm most excited about actually is to go and meet some of you, some of my BookTube friends. Like, that I'm really excited about, because I know there are people actually coming in for it that I know virtually that I've never met before, and that I'm really looking forward to. That I feel like it's going to be such a different experience. I had a great time last year, don't get me wrong. It was still really cool kind of seeing authors and getting all the free books and everything. Actually, last year when I went to BookCon was the first time I heard about BookTube and found out that it was a thing. I was like, that's amazing, I should do that. I liked YouTube before that, but I didn't know the BookTube was a thing, and so that was actually my inspiration for starting my channel, if you didn't know. So I am very much looking forward to that. Of course, you know, the books are always really fun, and getting to see authors is really cool. But I think the thing I'm most looking forward to this year is just seeing some of you guys and meeting some of you in person. That's really exciting. So, by the way, I'm using as a concealer, this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination Concealer. This is really good. I am running out of it. And I will say this, I don't know if you guys, if some of you probably don't care because beauty is not your thing, but in the beauty community, there are people that are involved in, I think they call it Project Pan, where you try to actually use up products that you buy instead of just buying a ton of makeup products and never finishing them. So that is something that I've also been working on doing. Plus, like, man, makeup's expensive, especially like high-end makeup, which I do use a bit of. So like, it just seems crazy to me to like keep buying it and never actually use it significantly. So that's something I am definitely working on. And to give you a bit of an update, I'll show you some of the products that I'm working on using today, but this is my Bye Bye Lines foundation, and I'm like probably more than halfway through that, so I will definitely use that up. And I'm close to being done with this concealer, and I also have their pot concealer, and that I've used a lot of too. I can show you. Sorry, I feel like this is going to be a really long rambly video, but yeah, so I've used up a lot of that. I still have some left, but that I'm really happy with. So I am working on doing that, but yeah, so that's the question about BookCon. Okay, and it looks like I only have one more question, so I didn't get a lot of questions, which is fine, because I did do a Q&A like not terribly long ago. I got a lot of very sweet comments congratulating me from you guys, which was amazing. So my last question is from Michael over at Catalyst Reads, who just started a new channel, deleted his old one, so go check him out, he's great. So he asks what types of discussion videos I would want to make, and what are some of my favorite discussion videos that I've watched lately on BookTube. Gosh, okay, so like my memory for this kind of stuff is not always the best. Let me think. Okay, also I need to move on. So I'm going to set under my eyes, and this is the Kat Von D translucent setting powder, and I like this. And so what I do is I just get like a little bit on the Beauty Blender, and actually this technique I kind of modified after seeing Allison Jacobs talk about it, because I think it's really good. I start at the outer edge of my eye now and just kind of gently tap it in, and this just like sets the under eye area in place so it doesn't move around too much. So discussion videos, yeah, I really enjoy watching discussion videos. I've seen a lot of good ones. Worth 1,000 Words does some really interesting ones. Francina Simone, oh my goodness, I mean, she is like the queen of great discussion videos, and she's bigger, but I love her. I think she just does such a good job. I know she has a new video out that I've been hearing some people chat about, and so I need to go watch it because I want to know what she says. I love her stuff. Okay, moving on, we're going to do some eyebrows. Yeah, actually, you know what, let me go ahead and set the rest of my face. I don't do a lot of powder because I have drier skin, but since I'm filming, I'm gonna do a little bit, and I'm just gonna use this big fluffy brush, get a little bit, and then just kind of gently fluff this over my face. I know some people like bake with powder. That I think is better maybe if you have oily skin. I have dry skin, so I'm like, I want to keep it looking luminous, and aging skin at this point. I'm like almost 31, so. Discussion videos, oh gosh, this is like coming apart. You know what, I bet this is from when like my kid dropped it. My like poor brush is like destroyed. Oh well, whatever. Having children. Okay, so this is the Pixie Endless Brow Gel Pen in the shade Medium. So discussion videos, right? Francina Simone does a lot of really great discussion videos. I know I've watched a bunch more. I can't think of who. Harriet Rosie, I think, did something interesting recently. Yeah, I don't know. I like them, and I like just like, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of the BookTube I watch it other times too, but a lot of times I'll watch it while I'm doing my makeup in the morning, and it's just kind of nice and relaxing. I can just like listen to people chat about stuff while I do my makeup. It's great. So if I'm like leaving comments, it's probably like in between doing this. Not always, but like a lot of it. And yeah, I don't know what I would like in terms of discussion videos that I would want to make. I don't know. Okay, so talk to me in the comments down below, because like, I think part of my problem is I have so many video ideas and so many things that I like have the impulse to talk about, but not everybody's interested in everything that I have to say about everything. Like, some things people don't really care about. One thing I've thought about doing is doing more mom-related content. Some of you guys could care less because you don't have kids or whatever, but I have thought about doing more of that. I don't do much of it. I do a lot of book content, a little bit of beauty content, not much of the mom stuff. And then I'm going to go over this with the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder, and this is in number 3. I love the packaging on this. It's adorable. Packaging, man. It's like, makes it so fun. So, I don't know. I've thought of, but yeah, let me know if any of you guys would be interested in that, or if you have questions. Maybe I'll like announce a Q&A, like a parenting themed one or something. I don't really know what to do with it, because I know my kids probably used to show up more in my videos, but now it's just like, I can't, filming with them around is challenging, especially with both of them. They are super active and very entertaining, but very active, although I should totally get my 4-year-old on camera more. He's such a ham. He's so funny. He's, well, almost 4. He'll be 4 in like a week. Which, by the way, I have been so not on top of things this year in terms of like planning his birthday party. I mean, it is planned now, mostly. It's so funny. We were like, oh, we're gonna do Star Wars, and then there's like, oh yeah, great. And then we went to Party City. We started getting Star Wars stuff, and then he saw the Daniel Tiger section, and he was like, I want Daniel Tiger. Like, okay, kid, you're not gonna want Daniel Tiger much longer. We will do Daniel Tiger. So, I don't know if you guys don't have kids in this age bracket, you may not be familiar with Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, but it is very popular among like 3- and 4-year-olds. It's actually super cute too. It's like very sweet. So it's a cartoon based on the imagination land in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it like creates these cartoon characters out of them, and Daniel Tiger is a boy. He's probably like, you know, preschool, kindergarten age, and it's super cute and musical and fun, and my kid loves it. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of contouring, and this is part of my Project Pan thing actually too. This was a sample size, but man has it lasted a long time. This is the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Medium 2. And I don't know, can you tell? Like, there is a serious divot in there. I still haven't hit pan, and I use this like pretty much daily. Purple contour brush, and you kind of want to get right in like the hollow of your cheek and go all the way back to your hairline. Just kind of blend it in. So sorry, I don't know if that really answered the question about discussion videos. I've been thinking about doing something about like parenting, or, well, like, or even stuff about like actually having a newborn, like the reality of what it's like, and you know, the fact that a lot of women have fairly traumatic births. Not everybody, some people like everything goes really, really smoothly, but like, I think people often don't talk about the trauma that can be associated with childbirth, and like, you know, maybe negative experiences people have in hospitals. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and people don't always talk about it. So I've thought about talking about that. There's a lot of, I think my point was that, like this, like I said, super rambling, because I'm trying to do 2 things at once. But I think there's a lot of things that people just don't talk enough about. So I've thought about doing that kind of content on my channel. I think my problem is I have so many videos I want to do and so much content that I would like to put out there, but like there's not enough hours in the day, and like you guys are only going to want to watch so much stuff. So let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing any of that kind of stuff, and I could definitely make those videos. I've thought about it. It's just not something that I've actually sat down and done. So for blush, I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Quirky, using my Luxie blush brush, which is like cracking apart. Probably my children dropped it and now it's breaking. Oh well, that's fine. So yeah, I don't know. Those are like not book discussion videos, but those are the things I've been thinking about. Let me know if there's anything else you guys would be interested in seeing. I always just like watching them too. I think they're fun to watch. And then I have really been liking, I did a review video for this recently, which I will link up above if you want to check it out, but I did a review for this Fenty beauty set because I'd really been wanting to try it. Fenty's like Rihanna's makeup line, and so it came with this, what is it, the Kilowatt highlighter in the shade Hustla Baby, and I'm really liking it. The packaging, again, really pretty, but I like the shade too. And I did not used to use much powder highlighter, but I do like this one, so using a fan brush to apply it. And this came in one of my Ipsy things. This is a Moda brush. I think actually my contour brush is from Moda as well, and I like that. So we put this just on the tops of the cheekbones like this. It's so pretty. I love it. I love all the glow. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I do like watching other people kind of work through their thoughts on various things. I think it's interesting and often thought-provoking, and I think people have like good perspective on stuff. Even if I don't agree with everything they're saying, I still think it's interesting to watch. So I'm sort of just inserting this here because I just got, like literally just got a Q&A question, and since I just finished filming this video, I thought I would just go ahead and throw this in here. So Read and Find Out, who is absolutely lovely, asks, what books would you use to represent yourself as a person, and also what do you do for work? Boy, okay, well let's answer the easy one first. In terms of work, I currently am home with my 2 children. So my oldest is almost 4 and the youngest is about 1.5 years. Before I had 2 of them and before we moved to New York, I did work full-time. I was a research project manager. I'm kind of looking to shift that. I do YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I do some freelance work doing video editing and social media related things. I would like to go back to work more. This fall my oldest is going to be in pre-K because New York City has universal public preschool starting at 4 years old, and so I will be kind of looking to maybe get into working again more. I would love to do something in publishing, honestly, or something with social media, something that lets me be a little bit creative. But yeah, so I'm kind of in flux on that. I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, we live in New York City. There's a lot of publishing here, so I'm hoping that the right opportunity will open itself up and we will see. That would be fun. Otherwise, I don't know, we'll see. I have kind of a weird random background. Yeah, like my education's in the social sciences, and now I'm kind of moving other directions. I also am doing a little bit of writing, and I would like to do more of that. So yeah, books that I would use to represent did she say myself? Oh geez, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go with first things that come to mind with this. Okay, so I'm gonna name a couple of series that I think were fairly formative for me and that I loved for particular reasons that I think are kind of a part of myself. And they're both fantasy series that I read a lot growing up and still love today. And the first one is the Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce. Seriously, you guys, if you haven't read her books, go read them. They're so good. And I can even link up above. I have a video where I got to meet her in person and hear her talk, and it was so great. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But she wrote this quartet of books about this girl named Alana who is born a girl but wants to be a knight. And I think these books were kind of my first introduction to feminism, and I loved them. I loved this girl who was like a total badass. She had magic, she learned how to fight, and then as she got older, she also learned how to connect with her feminine side as well, and to be both of those things at once. A woman who was strong and fierce and powerful, but also could be feminine when she wanted to be. And I just loved that, and I feel like I really connected with that. I grew up with 5 younger brothers, so I definitely had rough and tumble days. Like that was part of my life, but I also, hence this is a beauty video, right? Like I love the sort of more girly things as well, but I want both. Like I want to be able to be, and this is a bit of a maybe pet peeve that I have with like the world, YouTube, but the world in general, which I think is interesting, is that I think you, unfortunately for women, rarely get people who are sort of held up as these intellectual standards who are also interested in like external appearances, which, God, like this, yeah, this, oh gosh, okay, this is like a whole thing, but this kind of bothers me actually. Like I think that, like you hear, even in like tags or in whatever arena, people talking about like, oh, who is the booktuber or whatever that you just think is the most intelligent or most well-spoken. And, you know, not that there's anything wrong with being this, but like without fail, it's usually somebody who, like, yes, is very smart and talks about stuff, but also typically like doesn't wear makeup, which is fine. Like, you don't need to wear makeup. Like, I do it because it's fun and it makes me happy, and like I like the color and it feels like an artistic pursuit to me. But like, I don't know, there's just something about that irritates me. You rarely see people attach qualities like intellectualism to women who also feminine in those ways. I don't know. Tell me if I'm making sense here. I don't want to be offensive or anything, because like I think you should be who you are, and also it's not like you have to be an intellectual. Gosh, this is a mess. But think Legally Blonde, right? Did you guys see that movie? I think that's sort of the perfect thing, that like because she's this kind of girly girl, like people underestimate her, right? They don't think that she can also be intelligent and do amazing things. And yeah. Tell me if this is making sense, because I feel like this is rambling a little bit, but it's sort of a pet peeve of mine. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. Yeah, the whole point of this was to talk about books that represent myself. Okay, so I still think the Alana books, like, those are a really good one for all of those reasons. The other thing I think is Chronicles of Narnia was my first introduction to fantasy, and I love them. I love them. I grew up reading them and rereading them, and I also think, too, I think they somewhat represent me because I am a religious person. I consider myself to be a Christian, and, you know, like, that is sometimes complicated, and the way that I negotiate my changing worldviews and my beliefs is sometimes complicated, but my faith is really important to me, and I think those books were a formative thing for me in considering that and considering various things, and that could be like its own video in and of itself. But yeah, we're gonna go with that. So thank you so much for your question. I probably am gonna just like randomly insert this here and like, ta-da, my makeup's done, because I got this like right after I finished filming. But yeah, I wanted to answer your question, so thank you, and back to your normal programming. Alright, and then, because why not, I'm going to finish it up with some of this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector powder in Opal. I got this at Sephora because I had points, and just put it on a fluffy brush, and gives even more shimmer, because you can never have enough shimmer, right? I mean, it makes me feel very summery, which is fun. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out on camera. This is like too glowy, but whatever. It's fun. I don't really care. Next, we're gonna do eyes, and you do always want to start with a good eyeshadow primer. This is the Too Faced 24-Hour Insurance Primer. Another thing that I am close to using up. I do have another eyeshadow primer I can use when I'm done with this, but I do want to finish it. And I've been collecting my like beauty related empties, so tell me if any of you are interested in seeing a video of that, of like empty products that I have used up and my thoughts on them. I could do that. Like, I guess that's the thing. I like beauty stuff and it's fun and I have ideas, and sometimes I just like do a video regardless because I like it, but like my beauty content doesn't always do super well, so I never know like what some of you guys are actually interested in seeing. So if there's anything specific, do tell me, because I'm open. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do. I will say lately I've really been liking neutral eye colors. I don't know what it is, if it's like springtime and wanting summer, but I've been going more for that. Whereas in the winter I was like color, which is maybe kind of odd. But I guess because, I don't know, are any of you guys like this too, where you're affected by sun or lack thereof? Because, I don't know, I really feel happier when there's more sun. Winter wears on me after a while. It's kind of rough. Okay, so first I've got my Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, which is beautiful, and there are several shades here I use a lot. This pink one, oh, so pretty. I love it, but I don't know if I want to do, I'm like so tempted to dip into it just because it's the thing that I do a lot of, but I'm not sure I want to do pink today. Do we want to do color? I don't know. Maybe I'll do some purple. Purple could be fun. I'm gonna do purple. Okay, so we're gonna go into this shade here, Metalhead, And I'm going to put this just on my lid. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, these colors, you guys, these shadows, this was like a limited edition palette and it was kind of expensive. I got it when I had 20% off at Sephora. It was still kind of expensive, but it was so worth it. I've gotten a ton of use out of it. I will continue to use it. It's one of my favorites. It's like this and my Jaclyn Hill palette are kind of my go-tos. That's like, I'm no longer buying eyeshadow palettes at the moment because I have like I have like enough of all the colors I think I need, even though I'm like, they're so pretty though, but I really don't need them, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so this is going all over my lid. That's so pretty. I love it. Makes me happy. Okay, so what else can I talk about? Books I've been reading, I suppose. I am almost done with a book I got at the library that I knew I wanted to read, but also knew I probably wouldn't want to reread and didn't want to buy. So Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore. I'd heard people talk about it and I was like, that sounds so interesting. I really want to read it. It didn't seem like something I want to reread. Now I'm glad, because I don't need to own it, but I am glad I'm reading it. It's fun. I haven't decided yet if it's going to be like 3.5 or 4 stars. I'm kind of like split on it, but I do think it's very creative. I haven't read anything quite like it. It's not exactly, like I think when people talked about it, I thought, is it like a choose your own adventure like style thing? But it's not really. So it's like divided up into sections, and it's this whole thing about like how the decisions you make can affect your life, sometimes in crazy ways that you don't expect. And so you get this like kind of prologue-ish thing. It's like 80 something pages that sort of sets up the character and sets up the story. This girl who was orphaned and was raised by her aunt, and her aunt has recently passed away, and she goes to this house, this like big mansion with a wealthy friend of hers. I don't know, there's like a lot of weird things going on at the house basically. And so there comes to a point where she has to decide what she's going to do in a moment, like who she's going to go after, who she's going to follow, who she's going to talk to. And then that part stops and you get several other sections, each one where she makes a different decision. And so depending on the choice that she makes, you get a different story, and they all kind of work together to tell you, to like uncover the various mysteries of the house. And it's really cool, it's really creative. So this is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going into the shade here as a highlighter on my brow bone. Anyway, it's really creative and super interesting, so I am liking it quite a bit. I think the creativity of it is interesting more than anything else, and it's decently well written. So the interesting part of it is that each of the little sections is like a different genre. So one of them so far, I mean, I'm not done with it yet, but like one of them is sort of like a mystery, like a traditional mystery novel, and one of them is like a spy thriller, and one of them is like kind of like a creepy horror story, and then I think there's going to be like a sci-fi type one. And anyway, it's kind of interesting, but they all like uncover things and bring it all together. And she's this interesting character. Like she has this hobby where she likes to make umbrellas, which is odd, I know, but it's like an artistic sort of thing, and that is a thread that's carried through the book. And anyway, it's very interesting and very creative, so I'm liking it. So I'm reading that, and I'm also 20% through an arc from NetGalley of Furyborn by Claire Legrand. That one comes out in May, and I will be going to a signing for that one, which I'm very much excited for. It's so good, and it is a YA fantasy, and it's really good so far. So far, I'm really liking it. Like I said, I'm only 20% of the way through, so I will give you my full thoughts once I get done with it. So far, I would say it's like, I don't know, it's really interesting. It's the first in a series, so I would say if you like fantasy that is darker and a little more violent with multiple perspectives, that's kind of complex, definitely check it out. So far I'm liking it, and with kind of like characters who are complicated and maybe kind of anti-heroes, this is that, and I am so here for it. And so far it's really well done too. Yeah, so if you're interested, let me know. I may do a full review video of that when I'm done with it, if you guys would be interested in that. Okay, what am I doing next? So you know what, we're gonna like play with this a little bit. So I'm gonna try going into this like pink and gold color and put that in the crease and see how that does. I think, oh, yep, yes, that is exactly the effect I was hoping for. Perfect. Okay, cool. And when you apply it with a brush, it's not quite as intense in the color, which works, I think, pretty well for this because I don't really want anything crazy. Okay. Yeah, if you want the more intense color payoff, that's why I use my finger to apply the purple, because it makes it really vibrant. Yeah, okay, good. All right, and then I need something in the outer corner. Maybe I'll try going into this like deep purple here. Mix that with like a black. Let's try that. That's good, I think. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so those are the things that I'm reading. Oh, also, I picked up a copy at the library of We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. It's a collection of articles that he wrote in The Atlantic, one for each year of Obama's presidency, and they're really interesting, really good and thought-provoking, and then he also includes some of his own kind of thoughts interspersed. Anyway, my husband and I have been reading it out loud together, which is really nice because I've, like, number one, I've just, like, missed reading with him because we used to do that, and then we had children, and he doesn't read as much. He's like not much of a reader. He reads a lot of articles. He doesn't read a lot of fiction, or doesn't read a lot of books, but yeah, so that's been really good. It's been really thought-provoking, been spurring on a lot of discussion, which is great. This is getting very muddy, and I'm not sure I'm loving it. Okay, let's try putting like something else here. But yeah, so I'm really happy I picked that up, and it's definitely the kind of thing that is great to read in discussion if that's something that you're into. Yeah, just a lot about like the Black experience in America and race and political things, and I am really enjoying it, and yeah, we'll also probably talk more about that at some point. I'll have to think about how to do that. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I kind of feel like I want a pop of something in the middle of my eye, like some gold or something. This is like what I do for fun. It's like a kind of quasi-artistic hobby, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna go into the shade up here. It's like a kind of bronzy gold. Let's try that and put it just in the center. Yep, I like that. Gives it kind of an interesting effect. It's like, this is not stuff that you like need to do. I just enjoy playing with like layers of makeup and eyeshadow. It's like definitely a bit of a messier look than I was intending, but that's fine. I'm gonna stop messing with it. I'm just gonna like, so it's just like gonna cause problems. Okay, so moving on to eyeliner, I have the NYX Super Skinny Eye Marker, which I like. I haven't decided yet if this is something I would buy again, but it's not bad. It's at least relatively easy to use. I know you guys, you're not supposed to pull your eye when you put on eyeliner, but literally I cannot do it any other way. It just doesn't work. I've tried. It just looks ridiculous. Which I sometimes wonder, because you know, there's these beauty gurus, a couple of them, where they're like, oh, I can't put eyeliner on camera, and so they like do it off camera and then show back up, and I'm like, technically you can do anything on camera. Like, is it just that you don't do it the way you're supposed to? This is what I wonder. I wonder if like this is actually how they put their eyeliner on, but they don't want like people to like get mad at them about it, so they just do it off camera. Because like, how is it possible that you can't do something on camera? That's just like ridiculous. Of course you can do anything on camera. Like, come on now. Anyway, it's just like one of those funny things. Well, if you are, let me know if you're still watching the video at this point, because I feel like this thing is going to be ridiculously long. Okay, good deal. Do a little bit of a pencil liner on my lower lash line. And I was always forget how much longer it takes to do my makeup when I do these videos. Like, it does not take me this long to do my makeup. It's because I keep stopping and talking, that's why. And let me tell you what I'm doing, and let me chat about this and that, which is great. That's the whole point of it, but it's just funny. I forget, like, how freaking long it takes. Okay. Good. Eyelashes. So first I'm going to use my Urban Decay Subversion Lash Primer. This, I think, is, like, almost used up. So probably going to be time for me to get a new lash primer soon, but this is great because, like I said, I don't really like putting on lashes. Like, they're a pain, but also my husband hates them. I mean, if I loved them and he hated them, I would still wear them sometimes, but they like freak him out, which is really funny. And I have like decently long eyelashes anyway, so instead I use a lash primer because it makes them look longer and you don't have to deal with lashes. Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's funny. He like thinks they're like, he thinks like fake lashes are totally creepy. I've worn them a few times and he's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's funny. Okay. Oh, and this is the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, which is pretty good. And I gotta film some other things after this. I've got a book review that I need to film, and I need to like go back and remind myself about the book because it's been a while since I read it, but I need to film it, so yeah. Also, guys, there are some like potential exciting things coming up with my channel, and we'll see. I can't really talk about it yet, but I don't know. We'll see if things happen, and if they do, I will tell you about them. But yeah. Life is interesting. Like, life is interesting. Okay. Alright, cool. I like it. I definitely think we need to go a little more neutral on the lips, so I think I might mix a couple of things, and we're just gonna see how this goes. So the first thing I have is my Manicadar Priming Gloss Stain in the shade Olive Me, which I think I talked about in my 5 favorite liquid lipsticks. I can link that up above if you are interested in checking it out. It's just such a pretty shade, right? But I feel like it might be a little much with the purple, which is kind of what I expected. So I'm going to see if I can go over it just a little bit with this Winky Luxe Double Matte Whip. It's very, like, nude, which I don't really like by itself, but sparingly applied with another color, and kind of tone it down a bit. Perfect. There you go. I like it. It's good. That was kind of what I was going for. It's like not too bright because got all the purple going on with my eyes at the moment. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's my finished look, and to finish it off, we're going to use my Pixi setting spray, the Makeup Fixing Mist. This also I am almost done with. I'm going to need to buy another one. I wish it wasn't so pricey. I mean, it could be worse, but you do get a lot, but it's like $18 or something for the bottle. I kind of want to wait, almost want to wait till Target has like a coupon or something for 20% off, so I don't have to pay full price. But yeah, there you go. I am done. Makeup is done. We did the Q&A. We chatted about random things. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. If you watched all the way through, you're amazing. I just really appreciate all the love and all the people that are watching and commenting, and yeah, it's just been such a cool thing, and I love BookTube so much. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on any of the myriad of things we've talked about in this video. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.